And as you mentioned, NDOT projects and road infrastructure, and the Wabash Valley being a unique place, we have the casino that's supposed to be coming here in a couple of years. We have a downtown convention center on the way. I-70 has been a problem.
VA, yeah.
A lot of fatal crashes and things.
Yeah, that's why we're making so much of an investment is safety. Safety, safety, safety. And, obviously it's a main thoroughfare across the whole country. But we'll continue to, that is a priority, and it's a commitment from the state of Indiana.
Is there still talks of widening that?
We'll continue to widen I-70 from border to border.
So would it be like 3 lanes, 4 lanes, still in the air?
We're planning on 3 lanes both ways, but again, this is driven by traffic counts, so we're data driven on this as well. We're one of the few states in the nation that does a couple things. One, we have a 20-year, $60 billion infrastructure commitment, and just in terms of our roads and bridges, that's paid for, not debt financed. 2, the other thing that we do that's noticed around the world is we put our projects online. You go to NDOT's webpage and you'll look at 5 years out, all of our projects, start date, stop date, cost. And that shows not just to the citizens of the Wabash Valley and every other part of our state, what we're making investments in, how we're partnering with the local communities through community crossings, additional programs as well. It also shows the world where the state of Indiana is investing their money in infrastructure. So if you're a company that is manufacturing a product out west and you're going to be coming through, Terre Haute, Indiana, and Greencastle and Indianapolis and Richmond, of the investments that we're making years out.
Here again, and this is one of the things that I think that we as Hoosiers need to remember, is that the governor is not a civil engineer, or at least I'm not a civil engineer, and I don't believe that the current governor is a civil engineer, and that we hire people within NDOT. Hopefully we hire people who are very well qualified to look at that and make the right decisions. Now, I believe that here again, obviously the decision that you have, or the situation that you've described requires an appropriate decision. You don't add a lot of new traffic, a lot of new travel without evaluating what is the appropriate configuration for the interstate and the highway and access. Those are all things that need to be looked at long before we start building a convention center and a casino. Now, is that the way that government does it today? I don't know. I have my doubts. I've seen some things that made me shake my head over the 57 years that I've been resident of the state of Indiana. But it would be my intention that here again, what we have to do, one of the ways that we reduce all of the wasteful, unnecessary spending that government currently does is to work smarter. And one of the ways to work smarter is to identify a situation such as the new casino and the convention center and say, what do we have to do today to be prepared for this before it becomes an issue? One of the things I consistently see out of state government today is once there's an issue, then the governor comes out and announces he's got a new person for his cabinet and there's going to be a new state agency and we're going to address these problems. Well, if you understand anything at all about project management and risk management, you identify risks before they become issues and you address them and make sure they don't become issues. And that actually costs less money because the earlier in a project situation that you identify a risk and mitigate it, the less it's going to cost you. when it becomes an issue, then it becomes more costly to fix. And so part of better government, not bigger government, is the idea that everybody involved should already have a plan in place, and they should have already presented that plan as to how they're going to address this from a transportation perspective. And from the sound of the question you just asked me, it sounds like that hasn't been done at all. So, as governor, I would be personally talking to not just NDOT, but all of our state agencies about the idea that we have to identify the least costly point at which we address potential issues so that we're not spending hundreds of millions or billions of dollars playing catch up all the time. Because that, first of all, isn't safe for Hoosiers. And secondly, it's just no way to be fiscally responsible.
I know that that traffic can be a mess, especially in the area that you're talking about. And so as governor, I will lead the Indiana Department of Transportation, and we'll put some engineers on it and figure out what the state ought to be doing to help local officials to make sure that the traffic moves smoothly and safely. And if that means we have to change our approach to those intersections, then we'll do so.